What's up, fellow riders? It's your boy, and we're going to be talking about one of the most legendary motorcycles to ever come into creation, and that would be this beautiful machine right behind me, the 2004 CBR 1000RR, also known as the Honda Fireblade. This is a machine well capable of putting down triple digits that has zero, I repeat, zero rider assist electronics. So there's no ABS, there's no traction control, there's no wheelie assist. This is just you on a 175 horsepower machine capable of putting down about 190 miles per hour with a few modifications, and your skill 100% on the line. And I know it's about to be riding season, and a lot of you out there are looking for a bike. And the reason I'm making this is to let you know, one, this is probably one of the best bikes I've ever owned in my life. Granted, for a 20-plus-year-old motorcycle, she still looks sexy as fuck. But it's deadly, and if you do not possess the capabilities to ride this bike responsibly or safely, and if this just isn't at your skill level, it's something I would say don't consider yet. Alright, now it took me quite a while to get this bike. Alright, I'm new. I've only been riding street bikes for about 4 or 5 years now. I've ridden motocross pretty much since I was 12. I'm 40, I'll be 45 next month, so I've been riding quite a long time. But within, 4 or 5 years of street riding, I started out on a Honda Rebel 250. I got old within a month. So then I upgraded to a Honda Nighthawk 250. And it was a little bit of a bigger bike and a little more powerful, but that got old within a month. Then went immediately to a 1992 Nighthawk 750, which I loved. I loved that bike. It had the 4-in-1 Vance & Hines exhaust. Great bike, and it got me used to more powerful riding experience. Is what you're gonna need with something like this. But I hit a deer doing 60, totaled the bike, bought an identical 95 Nighthawk 750, and I loved it. I rode it for about another year or two. But then I noticed something. I kept looking for an imaginary sixth gear that just didn't exist. The Nighthawk 750 topped out at about 135, 130 with my fat ass on it. I mean, I'm 6'4", 235 pounds. I'm not a small guy by any means. But I eventually needed something bigger, something a little more powerful, and something that had that sixth gear that I kept digging for and just couldn't find on the Nighthawk. And it led me to this. Now, originally, I was looking at Gixxer 1000s. I just loved the way that Suzuki's looked. And I didn't know much, if anything at all, about the Fireblade. I was looking at a Super Hawk, but that only hit 160. And I knew 160 wasn't going to cut it for me. So in looking, I ran across this Fireblade for a pretty good price, and I didn't know shit about it, but I liked it, so I bought it. And let me tell you, it's the best bike I've ever owned, hands down, best bike I've ever ridden. It takes a ton of skill to be able to handle this type of machine, though. If I wasn't a skilled enough rider and I had more balls and brains, I'd probably be dead already, and my poor daughter would be fatherless. So luckily, I did spend some time on less powerful bikes to understand how to ride this. Now, I've been riding this for about 2 years now, and I put a lot of time into this. I've completely broke this bike down about 5 times now, rebuilding things. I've done all the work to it myself other than changing tires. Everything else I've done 100% on my own. And that's the great thing about this bike. I'm not a mechanic, but everything is pretty simple to figure out because of the lack of electronics. You can do most things yourself. If you have any type of common sense or skill, then this is a bike that you could probably manage to maintain yourself. So just keep that in mind. It'll definitely keep the repair costs down. Now, as far as repairs go, I haven't had any issues. This has been a great bike. I've just done general routine things. There were some wiring issues that I figured out myself. Needed new plugs, needed a few new things that I've changed throughout it. New starter, new fuel pump. I've done all that myself. But yeah, she's a great bike. And I'm just basically making this because like I said, this summer's coming up. A lot of you are going to be looking for new bikes and wondering what should you get. And you see riders like Jigsaw or Brian 636 out there, and they ride great bikes, but you don't really see too many people representing the Fireblade. And that's where I wanted to come into play, because it is a legendary, but just highly, I can't say underappreciated, because those who knew about it absolutely appreciate these things, but you just don't see them much. I don't know why that is, but this is definitely something to keep in consideration if you think that you have the skill to ride it. Again, this will be 100% on you. You won't have any assist modes to help you, pretend to be a better rider than you are. You're either going to be able to manage it or you're going to eat shit hard. Well, let's check her out. Let's see how she sounds. This is a cold start. I just wheeled her out of my garage here, which I'll show you. I got some cool shit. My 65 T-Bird, fully restored. We did a full resto on it. Still got the original, fully rebuilt, numbers matching 390 big block in her. It's dusty because it sat in my garage all winter. I'll let you see it though. You don't get to did these custom wheels in my CNC machine shop. There's a beautiful interior and bucket seats. She runs, she drives. She was on the road last year. That's my daughter's Mercedes. That's my dream car. I know, don't laugh, but I always wanted one of these. And this is my base ride, my competition ride. Got 418s in the back. I'll show it to you. Fuck it, we're out here, right? Now the doors are fucked up from all the bass. But yeah, there's 418s in this bitch. There's my daily. I got one 21-inch death panel. Anyway, let's fire her up. Brothers exhaust group. Like I said, she's cold. She's cold, but she'll take a minute or two to warm up. Man, the power of this thing is just unrelenting. When you ride this thing, you are literally fucking Superman. It's amazing, dude. I got into bikes originally because of divorce therapy. I was pretty depressed, man. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't do drugs and I don't drink, so I needed something. Bass was a big something. VR gaming, a huge something. If you know my channel, most of everything I promote is all VR gaming related. But bikes, man, motorcycles, that's where it really, really took off for me. Best therapy I've ever found so far today. So it's very cold out here. We're looking at 30 degrees. As you can see, that's not smoke. It's just from the cold. It's 32 degrees out right now. Even though that the sun is bright and shining, it's cold as fuck out. I'm freezing, to be honest with you. But yeah, I wanted to make this video. I saw another guy just put out a video. We had a pretty nice looking all carbon fiber 04 Fireblade. It inspired me to make one of my own because I think my bike is hell fucking sexy. And it's fun. It's super fun, man. We're not gonna ride it because, like I said, it's just way too cold. And my daughter's at school at the moment. I gotta pick her up here in a bit, so we're just taking a look around, introducing it to the Fireblade. As you see, the smoke stifle starting to warm up. They don't even have a temperature on the dash yet. That's how cold it is. Normally they say 96 or 8 by now. It's still nothing. Still nothing on the dash because it's so fucking cold out. And this bike in particular, I've got 33,816 miles. Look at that temperature now. 33,000 miles on this bike, original miles, and it runs like it's fucking new still. I haven't had any issues with it. I just put brand new tires on the rear. I got a brand new tire for the front that's getting put on in a week or two. Other than that, she doesn't need anything. It's been a great bike for me, and I couldn't recommend it more. You know, let's check this exhaust. She screams, fellas. She screams. But yeah, so that's the 04 Fireblade CBR 1000RR. One badass fucking bike, man. Pull up on one of these, you just roll up with utmost confidence that you're ready to smoke shit on the streets, outrun any cop that might try to antagonize you to pull over. Anyway, yeah, that's all this video is for, man. Something to keep in consideration. It's been an amazing bike for me, and I'd say give it a chance if you have the money. You can find these around 5,000, maybe 8,500 in good condition. That's about what they're going for. They might start increasing in price actually as they're getting harder and harder to find. And real riders that don't want all that electronical bullshit fucking up their fun are willing to pay more. Because everything's just so over-regulated and over-electronically controlled. This is pure riding. It's a pure bike. You feel every gear you shift into. You feel every bit of that power. And you are 100% in control of this bike when you go for a ride. And that's what a real rider wants. So these could skyrocket in price. I don't know. No, I'm not selling mine. I intend to die on mine one day. I'm going out with it. I love this fucking bike. Anyway, yeah. If you got a bike and you ride, or if you're in the Western New York area, shoot me a comment. Maybe we'll ride sometime. Give the video a like if you liked it, or if you like my bike. And if you hate my bike, feel free to talk shit in the comments. I don't care. I don't really have feelings. My feelings died years ago. Have a good one. Peace.